Which Lionhearts weapon is the best? The thing is, each weapon is specialized. So I don't really know if tier listing them makes sense. But we can try. We can try. First, we got the Warhammer, which has been buffed quite a bit in the last year compared to previous years. Warhammer is very difficult to deal with. Twitter chat is showing up. Sure. Warhammer has been receiving a lot of buffs. I think A tier is fair. Very difficult to deal with. But you can spam attacks to counter it. Definitely can spam attacks to counter it. I think A tier is fair for Warhammer. Next, we have the Battle Axe, which does the most damage. So if it lands, it can be very good, but it is very slow. It is very slow. We're getting S's in the chats, B's, A's. See, I feel like B is appropriate. It's definitely the easiest use, but it also gets parried pretty hard, and it doesn't do as much block defense as E. Battle Axe, E. However, it is very fun to use. Next, we have the Mace. The Mace to me is either a C or a D tier. I know it's gotten buffed a lot, but it just feels like a strange mix between the Warhammer and the Battle Axe. And I'm really happy that we're changing that to make everything have its own role. But I do feel like C tier is appropriate. Next we have the this is the Greatsword. Greatsword's good, but it's also very hard to use. So at the top tier, it has some of the most potential. It's just like very sweaty. Greatsword is very sweaty. So it's good. You can be a great fighter with a Greatsword, but it's not easy to get into. S tier. I feel like high A. Like, it's just not accessible enough. It's only good if a good fighter carries it. That's right. So I'm gonna put top A tier. Top A tier. Next we have the Shortsword. In my opinion, Shortsword is S. As far as historically, how quickly you can attack, how quickly you can roll. It's like a pain to deal with a Shortsword. It is really annoying to fight Shortsword users. Plus parryability is so high. Like, parrying with a Shortsword is so good. And I feel like you can just easily get a hit and come out, cancel attacks. It's just a very good weapon. Very good weapon. I don't think it's that fun to use, but it is very effective. Next we have the shield, which isn't itself a weapon, But at this point in the meta, shields are just not super useful. They are very good at camping stuff. I do think that D tier is appropriate potentially, but I could also go for C because it does have a use. Are you guys saying S for shield? You guys are saying S for shield? Okay, well, in battles, that's true. Shields are very good. I feel like B tier is appropriate. They're good in situations, but they really need, like, their own skill tree to really... Shields need their own skill tree to actually... Do they have a skill tree? I've never used it, really. They don't, right? So, they need a skill tree. 100%. Next we have the spear. Spear underwent a pretty heavy nerf. Spear on its own is really not that viable, as I can, like, you know, it's one of the worst weapons just on its own. It's very quick, it has good range, but it's not great, to be honest. It does allow you to roll. I feel like spear belongs above mace. Got nerfed. I'm going to put it below battle axe because I do think a battle axe is better than a spear. It did used to be a lot better, for sure. Next we have Halberd. And in my opinion, Halberd is S. I think they're very fun to use, and they're just a good all-around weapon. They're like, if a battle axe was a little faster and had more range, very difficult to deal with a halberd. Halberds are very fun to use, great range, just good overall. Next we have the dagger. The dagger is between S and A tier for me. And the reason it's not potentially S is because it's block defense. But daggers are super annoying. You can't block them. And so if you don't have the DPS to just... They can do a lot. Yeah, I feel like S is probably appropriate. They probably need to be nerfed, honestly. They probably need to be nerfed. Next, you have bows, which are just criminally underused. Criminally underused. Yeah, if you get a hit, it's great. I think I'm gonna put the bow at the top of A. Oh, Gosmicon's here. Welcome. Leozen. I feel like moving spear. I feel like moving shield to C tier. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this. I mean, I don't feel like there's a weapon that really belongs in D tier, to be honest. I think this is a pretty solid list. What do you guys think of this list? Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe below. If not, leave a dislike and tell us why this content could be improved in the comments below. We'll see you guys in the next one.